Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today super excited to get after another 2 boxes coin roll hunting pennies. But I'm really excited. So last hunt was probably, and probably definitely, I think, my best coin roll hunt ever. So I'm hoping that that precedent continues. We had a ton of dates and mint marks and specific coins filled out in these folders. Last video was my first time actually using a Canadian folder. And then, as always, I have the older ones, 1909 to 1958. Also going to be looking and still hunting for our first ever Indian head set and any other cool coins in the mix. So we did not get anything over here. There were no enders, but on this box we actually had some solid results. So first off, we had a 1986 Canadian. That'll be new for our collection. Then we also have a wheat penny reverse, as well as a 1952, which is the first 1952 we found. So that's a folder filler, but I'm going to wait to, officially diagnose it. I'll do that when we open the roll. And it's been a little while since we got anything on the very first roll of the hunt. 1941 is going to be the prize today. And it's got some spotting, but it also has some luster if you look at it in the right angle. And yeah, the back also looks pretty decent. So that's probably the best 1941 we found in terms of condition. And 3 rolls later, we're going to get our next find, 1945. So that's good to pick out, but it's not anything crazy, hoping for some major finds. And another brief update, 3 rolls later, we got a 1946. So also from the Philadelphia Mint, nothing too crazy about it, but it's good to set a good precedent in terms of getting a lot of wheat pennies early in the hunt. And a few rolls went by, and we got our first reveal of the day, so I'm really excited to see what it is. 1951. And I didn't have it up, but 1951 might be a new date for us, and it is. So, really excited. We actually got 1951D and 51S in the past, and it took a little longer to get this one. So, great find, and we'll see what else we can do, but pumped to have a folder filler. Very minor update here. On our next roll, we had a 1970 Canadian, our first Canadian, and a 1956. Actually, I do need to check, because, no, we did find a 1956 earlier, but good to get one. Back for another reveal here, and we have 29 rolls left in the first box after it. 1946, another not too crazy find, but good to keep going. And we got another reveal in the next roll, so that's always my favorite part of these hunts. 1952D, that's one that we have already found, but it's good to get. I think that's our first mint mark on this hunt, so maybe we could get some older ones, and I'll have to take a closer look. I think it's just damaged, but it could be, there's a little extra protruding, so I'll have to see if it's not a repunchment mark. Another roll, another reveal. What do we have this time? This one maybe it's older. My guess will be either 30s or 40s. 1935, cool. So that's our first pre-1940 of the hunt. We already found a 1935 in one of the past hunts, but it's always good. That's one of the metrics I like to see is coins that are made before 1940. So got one of those today, and that automatically makes it a better hunt. And almost nothing beats an uncirculated reveal, though it probably means we're not getting something super old. But I'm excited to see what this is. Definitely the best condition coin so far. And 1946, that's actually a date that we haven't gotten many uncirculated or about uncirculated coins from. So that'll definitely be an improvement on whatever we have in the folder right now. And that's an awesome coin to pick out. And a few rolls later, this time with a bigger gap in between, we got a 1944. So good to get back in the swing of things here. 6 rolls left in the first box. And we got what looks like it could be an older reveal. So really excited about that. I'm checking. I thought I saw VDB there, but I don't. 1924. That's a really old coin, and that'll be the first in our new cycle. We have found a 24 in the past, but yeah, that's huge. Folder filler and a solid coin that pretty much makes this box quite good at this point because we've got 2 rolls left, but we've already had a lot of big finds, and that's always awesome. And in the last roll, we got so I'm excited that I found it, but it was a little creepy at the same time because we got a 1919 wheat penny, which is insane in the sense that's over 100 years old, and I've never found one before ever, so it's a legacy find. It's not just this series, but it's got this hole through Lincoln's head, so that kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. So I'm happy that I found it, but it's still kind of weird. I guess I'll focus on this side. Somebody, I guess, it seems like a deliberate one. So, anyways, that's kind of sad, but at the same time, we got a really cool find. So, there you go. We got 50 more rolls in the last box. And midway through our second roll, we found a 1951D. So, also a good find, another mint mark, and we hadn't been getting a ton this hunt. So, good to get that, and we'll keep on going. And we're going to follow up that find with a reveal this time. I'm going to predict from the 40s, and 1945, got it right. Wasn't a major prediction or anything, but that's 2 pennies and 3 rolls. A few more rolls passed by, probably like 5, and we got this one to check out. 1956, so nothing crazy either, but now we're 3 and 8, which is a little more of a reasonable pace than 2 finds and 3 rolls. And I'm not really sure why I said that it was an ender before. I was like, hey, that doesn't really make sense. Went back and checked, and yeah, so this is the 1952 coin that we found before, but we already had found it, so nothing crazy about it. And we did take a bit of a hiatus from the consistent finds, but we were back with a reveal, probably going to be newer, and that's a 1953, one that we've already found, but we're approaching halfway through the box, and we found 5 wheat pennies. So, and I did pull this, so that would have been in the first half. So we're slightly above average, which is around 10, 11 pennies for the past few boxes. Next roll going to come in with another good find, 1949. So it feels like we're getting back on track a bit. And we got another find maybe 3 or 4 rolls later. This one has potential to be older. My guess is either late 30s or early 40s. And 1944D, I'm going to check if that's a new one, and I think that's definitely going to be new for us as a folder filler for this series. I think that looks like we found one in the past overall, but that's really exciting. And you know, hopefully we can get more mint mark coins, especially 40s. But then once you get back to like the 30s, 20s, and teens or 10s, the mint marks are pretty tough to come by in coin roll hunting. And talk about a power roll to really get our totals up. We got 3 wheat pennies in this one, and I think on my last hunt that happened too, and that had never happened for a really, really long time before that. I couldn't really remember that happening before, though I'm sure it had at one point. But the point is that this is super rare. So the first, we got 2 1945s, and then we also got a reveal, my favorite, so 1940. And I think that we have found all those dates in the past, but still great. That's a good way to get the number total for the box up quickly. And talk about unbelievable. This is what that is for sure. So very next roll, 1948 on its face plus 2 more. So I'm not making this up. This is crazy. 6 finds in 2 rolls. Never had anything like that before. 1944D again and a 1957D. Kind of a shame on the 44D. It could have been any other date and it would have been a lot better. But can't, take things for granted or like look the gift horse in the mouth. I forget exactly what the sayings are. Really happy to get 6 finds in 2 rolls. And a few rolls later was not any magic like what was going on earlier. We got a reveal. 1956D is the date, and at this point we have well over the amount in the last roll in terms of the number of wheat pennies, though we haven't found as many old ones. 12 rolls to go. And on our 10th to last roll, we got a find here, 1944, so more of a date that is great to get, obviously better than a Lincoln Memorial, but not too crazy beyond that. And we have another reveal here. After this, there's 4 more rolls left, so we're kind of getting to the end of things, and that's going to be a 1941. And we got our last roll. It's this reveal, so looking forward to seeing what the final 50 pennies are going to hold for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that one right there and then hunt the rest quickly on camera. And remember, so I talk a lot about Cherry Picker, but the thing is, since I have a really busy filming schedule, it's tough for me to actually individually look at each of the coins. So I generally don't do cherry picking when we're doing a coin roll hunt. So it doesn't look like we found anything extra, but we do have this 1 wheat penny, and it's a 1941. So that's probably I'm just looking at it, a ton of wheat pennies. Certainly the only box that has recently had more in it was on the last hunt, which was the best box I ever had. But this one we got a ton as well, and I'm looking forward to the wrap-up because we found a lot of cool coins today. And here are the results from what has turned out to be another awesome hunt. So we got not too many Canadian pennies, just 7, but these last 2, 1986 and the 1992, are going to be the first ones appearing in my hunts. So those will be cool additions to the folder. We had 9 from the 90s, including that awesome 1951. Then we had a bunch, I think it was something like 17 from the 40s, with a good condition 41 and 46, and then a lot of other coins, including 2 1944Ds. So that was pretty awesome. Then we had this one, still a little uncomfortable with that, but really happy that I did find a 1919. I definitely would have celebrated more if there wasn't a hole through Lincoln's head. And then 1924 and 1935. So that makes for a great hunt. 3 pre-40s, probably going to be the highlight of the hunt. Looking forward to seeing what we can do in the next 2 boxes. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me or contact on treasuretown.yt.com, my website, my Facebook, TreasureTown, my Twitter, @treasuretown_YT, or my Instagram, @treasuretownyt. Looking forward to seeing you on some of my other videos.